thanks for convening for the regular LaLa Gardens meeting. I would like to open with some gratitude. I have so much that I'm grateful for that I would be overflowing if I didn't do that. So let's do that real quick. Maybe I'll just jump in. Permatours was here yesterday. Some of them are still here. Sydney's gonna be flying in today, and we built the Poop Palace yesterday as a whole group of people. We did so much more, and the food was abundant, and there was so much abundance yesterday that it challenged the deepest of my cynical self, and I got used to being overjoyed around in the company of people, and I have so much gratitude for that. Just that the universe is going to bring the people to train me to be a people person, and I'm in love with that. So that's me.
It's easier to pass it on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Neil, how about you?
Sure. Yeah, we had our region living call before this, and it's just exciting to see about all the different partnerships and platforms, and how I feel like we're really figuring out how to do NFT in real estate. Like we're really starting to figure out how we're going to do this. Yeah, it feels just gratitude for all of us working together to figure this out. And I'll pass it on to Leah.
I'm doing well. I'm flying out tomorrow, so that'll be to Tempe, and then we'll be heading up to see you, Tina. And I'll just text you. Our plans are kind of in flux because we want our kids to be able to see their friends, so we're trying to make that work as we make our way up to you. So I'll let you know. Yeah, but I'm really excited about that, and yeah, that's the main thing. Letty?
It's like reunion time. I'm just envying you. It's like, oh my God, you're gonna have this get together in here. That's okay. I wish you the best. No worries, no worries. I'll be here. Yes, excited to be able to push this a little bit forward and to have all aligned with this new way of being in the world and in LaLa as well.
All right, well, thank you guys. Yeah, I just woke up an hour ago, so I don't have a firm agenda what we're doing. So I'd love it if we could just popcorn around and everybody bring up what they need. Here we go.
Well, we have the task list on Notion, so we can bring that up. Actually, I'm going to bring that up as a screen share so that everyone watching can see what we're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, can everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the urgent one would be securing that $169,000 loan or basically saving the property from bankruptcy. So these are all the tasks associated with that. We did, Brandon is exhausting all options to extend the foreclosure action dates, and we did sign the covenant to transfer ownership on Saturday. And so now we're looking at plan A, which is a secure commercial loan, which you would need between $35,000 and $78,000, depending on what interest rate we wanted to pay. And plan B, securing easy money lenders, which right now isn't looking like the most likely of workable options. I think we're starting to put all our eggs in one basket, actually. And then we're also like, there's the NFT launch to raise dollars. Ideally, that would go towards the down payment. If you know, I'm not sure what the timing on the launch is. And we're looking up to set up a meeting with someone, Christina from Tribalize, because he has some insights into like NFT and real estate investing. We're looking at setting up our investment platform with either small chain or local stake, and we'll review the options of which one of these platforms we want to look at. We're looking to see if there's any crypto versions of either of these crowdfunding real estate platforms. And then start launching a way for people to buy cooperative shares to start paying for this down payment. And of course, establish an LLC that is borrowing this, or that is that the covenant was signed on behalf. So these are the immediate tasks associated with saving the property. Are there any other tasks associated with that? Hey, Ari. You want to share what you're grateful for today?
I'm grateful for a new day. Thank you, everyone.
So Tina, you want to go ahead and
what I literally, like, I had an entirely full day yesterday. I would be benefit from somebody else steering the ship today. I don't know.
Leah and Letty?
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at, like, if I secure a loan, so plan A, we're looking for this down payment, which if it's 10%, I could do it, but I was explaining to Neil and Letty, we have to put in place a mechanism for that money just to come right back to me, you know, because otherwise it's like profit that goes to you. And with the market being what it is and shifting and no one knows what's going to happen, it's just everyone's feeling like this is risky, you know, so we want to do whatever we can to minimize our risk.
Absolutely.
So we can totally do that. And Brandon was explaining to me how this works because he's done it before. But it's basically just like a legal agreement, and then the attorneys who handle the closing just, you know, do the paperwork basically to have the money just come back to me, and it's all, you know, digital and nothing actually changes too much. So if that sounds good, I can go down that path.
What so what's a comfortable and then what's a hard deadline for you on that payback? Do you have an idea?
Well, it would be at closing, so it'd be like immediately, just
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? I mean,
Yeah.
isn't that just really super easy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so let me do that and I'll get clearer on this paperwork, documents, agreements that need to be in place for that to happen, and I'll move forward with that.
So can I remove Plan B then?
Let's keep that there just in case. We'll work on that also at the same time. We still have an easy money lender who's considering it, but he committed to tying up some of his capital and he wants that deal to kind of go through before he looks at a new one. So that would be like 2 more weeks before he knows about that. So I can check back in with him at 2 weeks. And with people like that, it's like, you know, if they decide to do it, it's a day, you know, and they're ready to move their money again. So.
And what's the interest rate difference between 10% down and 20% down?
I'm not sure. I didn't ask because I'm always interested in the least amount of money down. But in this case, it would be different. So I'll ask.
Yeah, because, you know, that if it's 20% down, other people would contribute, right? It wouldn't be your money.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be good to have all those things, those questions answered, I suppose. Yeah, so that, yeah.
Yeah, and also Ari, this is a mechanism for you to use your cash to help put some money down if you want to, but then immediately, like I was saying, it would immediately come back to you. So it's really like no risk. It's just you're helping and you could charge, you know, a fee for this. So that's another option as well for the plan A, securing the loan.
Yeah, there's got to be a fee to compensate because we want this to be replicated. We can't rely on altruism for everything. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it would be interesting to show different investor timings, like how things come in and how they support. So
yeah.
And Ari, I did see your hand up. Did you have a question?
As long as we stay in our own deadline, because we are a model, but we too are like doing our best, right, to comply with the terms. So it's like both things, like providing this info for everyone to show, but as well like doing our own work. Yes, as soon as possible.
Now, I do have a question about the NFT approach. I want to just bring it in because even early on when I was looking at the NFT real estate coordinations, I was not and carry a kind of a suspicion of fragmenting land And that's why I thought it would be more important to form the LCA or to have the co-op, and that entity is what gets fractionalized, not the actual land. So I'm curious about that. If you know any details, but maybe that's a question for the NFT people. But yeah, there's a caution I just inherently have about fractionalizing property. So I'm just curious if.
Yeah, do you want me to address that, or yeah?
Yes, I'd love that.
Yeah, I think this goes to our step 2, and it's like, yes, like the how do we transfer the ownership from the LLC to the LCA, and what is really tokenized and fractalized in that part. And yes, that you're right. It's like we have to tokenize the shares of the cooperative, and that's gonna be like easier and maybe more securely legal, but you know, it's doable under LCA. And if we are under the regulation crowdfunding, we could totally tokenize with the cooperative members owning the property. But this is like a decision we have to take, and taking into account what are our deadlines and what do we want to do, right? But it's not going to be a security if we comply with the regulation, and we can do that under an LCA too. So that's my answer. It's like, yes, we are going to tokenize the shares of the cooperative, and that is going to give like the members the ownership of the shares. And this is all going to be like included in the bylaws. But even if we wanted to comply, we are going to do the crowdfunding and the crowd raising complying with the SEC as well, because we're going to use a platform that is compliant. So we could even issue NFTs if we would like to, but maybe we don't have the time to do that. Or it's easier to have this like a traditional cooperative and say, you know, okay, we are tokenizing the shares, and that's our bylaws, and this is how we comply with all the regulations under a platform that is going to comply with it. That is this one that needs share, this local stake, or we have another one that is a small change, a small change. So we will be using one of those.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And maybe the NFTs is only like this other route we are taking, and it's completely separate, and it's like the gardens and the POAP members and the courses and all this fantastic stuff for people just to say, okay, I'm part of this DAO, and it's like, yes, and it's the NFT collectibles, and we do the cooperative thing in this other.
I like that, and it also allows for us to kind of like create more value in the NFT, because it's like, yeah, okay, you can own a part of the co-op, but there's also this available to you as a kind of an added like avenue of access to other membership options. So I do like that they're stepped and that they're possibly kept separate a little bit. So
well, yeah, anything in the Regen Gardens NFTs is tied to membership benefits, but nothing tied to ownership.
Yep, exactly.
Yes, because yes, we were talking about this before. If we go to the ownership model with the NFTs, we would need to know who these people are, like everyone, to comply with the KYC, the know your customer, and anti-money laundering. And with the setup of the Regen Gardens right now, we cannot comply with that at the moment. So it's like a risky thing to do, tokenize the ownership within the Regen Garden platform, but we can totally do the membership and all this ID identification for investors in our platform for the cooperative. So that's the route we are taking.
Amazing.
Yeah. So to summarize, we're not attaching ownership to NFT. We're not attaching real estate to NFTs. We're attaching NFTs to the real estate ownership
of the cooperative.
Yeah.
As a cooperative, we always have to.
The shares of the capital gains of the cooperative.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
When people use this crowdfunding platform for real estate to buy shares in the project, we can provide them NFTs as fringe benefits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Incentives or whatever. Get in now and you get this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. I feel
right.
complete with that question. Thank you.
What's next? Okay, that was a big one.
Yeah, the organizers. Maybe that's the next task, like the filing of the LCA.
Oh yeah, so that's a big task next. Oh right, so yeah, Letty, what do we need to figure out before we do that?
Yes, it's like we need to figure out two things, like how many people want to be included in the filing of the LCA, like organizers. You, Tina, are going to be like the register agent because you are the Colorado resident. But to actually file the LCA, we can add like 2 more members. Maybe we are 3 people and we add those names and just contact info. Maybe we need 3 people for that instead of only you filing for the LCA, because it's a cooperative, you know, and we have 3 organizers for that. So deciding who these other 2 people are to file the LCA and to agree on the purpose, because we have to include what is the purpose of the LCA. And I added this on Discord. So if we agree with that, it's going to be that paragraph. But we just checked that an LCA can be also filed as an LCA with a public benefit corporation. And I think that's the route to go, because we all are an LCA, but we also have public benefit. And it's like better to show people that we are complying with this public benefit and we are like an investable opportunity for impact. So we will be filing with that. And so we have to add a paragraph saying what is our public interest, what the community, the cooperative serves as a public interest. Maybe we can just come up with this together here or in Discord to say, okay, what is the public interest of this corporation?
Yeah,
That's exciting.
And that's it for the LCA. Yeah.
Wow. So who
Yeah, because there are like benefits attached to this kind of corporations. So it's like we are an LCA, but as well a public benefit corporation.
It's amazing. That's incredible. All right. So who's the 2? Do we want to?
gotta figure that out now.
Let's do
Yes.
that now. Who wants to be the 2?
Well, what do you recommend?
I think one steward, one of the people of the council, I think one of them should be there too. So not be asked like all the time. So maybe Tina, you can, I don't know, nominate one of the stewards from the Wisdom Council, and then one of you, Neil, Ilya, or
Okay.
What are the like? Is it going to show up anywhere? Does it even matter? How would it matter?
it matters. Well, it's inside the articles of organization, like the 3 people who filed for this. So yeah, it
It's kind
shows
of like
in
the
the
interim
regulars.
board, I guess.
Sorry.
It's kind of like the interim board.
Mm.
They're not the interim board, but are there?
Well, they can be after that there, but it's not. They are the organizers, like the people filing for the cooperative. So
Yeah.
normally, yes, you have like the representatives there, but it's not.
Yeah. And are there any? There's no like election rights or anything. There's no like. There's not gonna be like any issue of like just say, let me just worst case scenario, Tina selects somebody and then the person completely goes like nuts and loses their mind. We're not stuck with them forever. That's not how this, like, you know how a board, you're bored, you got turned, now it's stuck with them.
Well, this is not like the board of directors. This is like
Yeah.
the people filing for the organization.
Yeah,
So,
so there's no governance.
After that, you have like the same rules for electing and yes, like saying who you want to off board from the board of directors. It's gonna be included in the bylaws too.
Yeah.
That has to be included in the bylaws,
Right.
not in the articles of organization.
So this group is just, I mean, is there any reason why they're, what's the purpose of even putting the name?
Or
down?
maybe 2 people, because it's a cooperative, right? It's not an LLC or a sole proprietorship.
Yeah.
So I find it's like more convenient to have at least 2 people filing for that.
Okay.
Maybe not 3, 2.
It's more symbolic than anything then.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we just need, you know, if you want to go with symbolic, I would suggest that the steward person be Native American.
Yes, I feel like one of them has to be one steward from the Wisdom of Council, the Council of Wisdom. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you think of anyone you absolutely trust that wouldn't like?
Who'd actually respond to me in a timely manner?
I mean, that may not be necessary, right? Well, no,
Right.
just to say yes to be agreed on.
Yes, it
it.
has not to be like.
Yeah, actually, what I'll have Monica. I would love Monica to be the one to do it.
Okay.
Monica Greenham. So that's she's the one I'm going to ask. She's been here the longest. She understands everything symbolically. It carries. It just she's powerful, and she would be honored.
She looks responsive.
She would understand the gravity of the
And
situation.
she'll get back to you. Like we don't have to wait for her.
Yeah, today she'd
Okay.
get back to me.
Yeah, okay, great.
All the others except Marcus would be a week.
All right. And then the other person, someone from our region living team. I mean,
Okay, we are all on board. This is like this silence, but okay, we sign the covenant. For people that see this call after that, we all sign the covenant, so we are really on board on this.
Yeah.
So this is like, it's like really super symbolic to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it unless you want to go with like an all women group. That's also symbolic, you know.
And yeah, I would be honored if, well, any of you did it.
Betty, if you want to do it, or Leah. I mean, or Leah. Well, Leah is kind of like going to be owning the property, so that's
Yes, the
symbolic there.
beacon of light. Yeah, it has to be Leah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I just need somebody else to actually take care of the paperwork and legal stuff because I just don't have the bandwidth.
yeah, we're not
One
trying to
more
give
thing.
you more stuff. We're just trying to,
Yeah.
to honor you, not give you more work. Yeah.
Thank you. That's great.
I would want that.
Okay.
I don't want it to be a
Sounds good.
burden for you, Leah. I want this to be a joyous thing. For you. I know it's a lot to ask for, but I appreciate you so much, and I want this.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. We're making history. We're doing great works here, and
Yeah.
I want you to feel that in your body.
Yeah,
Thank
that'd be
you.
perfect. That'd be
Thank you.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds
It's
good.
just symbolic. It's no work involved. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's just taking this like a task that is done, and we are there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then how do we pay with a credit card? How does that work?
$50.
Is it like do they ask for a credit card, or like how do they?
I guess so. Yeah, because it can be done by from the Secretary of State page. So yeah,
Okay.
credit
Alright.
card, I guess.
So I
I think
mean,
we are sending a check.
no, we're not sending a check in. So I mean, we can just have a running expense sheet. So of like immediately reimbursable whenever we have money, right? We just have these expenses for immediately reimbursable items. So like, I mean, I'd be willing to put it on my credit card and just register it if it's that easy, or, you know, however. And then we'll create a running spreadsheet of items that we're all agreed to that we're paying right now, that we're gonna just pay ourselves back once we get anything.
Yes, like included in the budgeting of the LCA, because this is like the LCA budgeting.
Yeah, like for instance, you sell a single share, like someone can just say, hey, I'm gonna give you $100, like Tina already got $100 already. So like,
Yeah,
it'd be that easy.
that's true. And I found $20 here, and I say, I'm gonna send them, but I don't have the possibility.
Yeah. Or how about this, Ari, do you wanna buy your first share of LaLa Gardens, or be it a second share owner? Tina already got the first share owner for $100. You wanna be the second one?
Perfect. That's way within my budget without any risk.
Yeah. So yeah, and we're gonna create a little running spreadsheet of like a document, like a ledger of all the share owners as they buy into. So yeah,
We'll send my check. That's it.
yeah. Okay. All right, we'll
Like it.
figure that out. Cool. All right, it's happening.
Yeah, now it's happening.
So what do we need to actually file?
We go to the Secretary of State, the Colorado page, and I have ready the document with all the articles of organization. We have the doc there, and we go one by one. And this is file LCA as a public benefit corporation. We click there, we go to the page, we put our name, which is gonna be Tina, it's gonna be LaLa Gardens Cooperative.
Yeah.
You like cooperative?
I do.
And then LCA, or we can choose Limited Cooperative Association, or the acronyms. So there is like several possibilities.
I like LC. I like cooperative, LCA, because no one knows about LCA. So we're like, you know, we need to be visible.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the first option I put on the doc. And then we are deciding public benefit corporation, and we can use PBC or not, or public benefit corporation too.
Okay.
PBC, LCA, PBC, yo.
And then it adds,
LCA. Yes, please.
so then it asks for a credit card and you file. Is that how it
At
works?
the very end, yeah, we have 8 steps. There's name, like address, registered agent, consent by the registered agent, address of the registered agent, organizers, additional information for the organizer, the other person, It is not delayed, so we click yes as immediate action for the LCA.
Yeah.
I think that's all. The last step, the purpose. We have to add the paragraph with the public benefit. We don't have that yet. So
yeah,
what
we
is
need to do
our
that
public
as well.
benefit? We put two
Yeah.
paragraphs.
Yeah, and then it's
And
okay with, Ari just Venmos you $100 and you account for the other 50 for something else. Letty, so you can just file it.
It's $50.
Yeah.
I want an US visa to pay for this.
Okay, I can do it. Yeah. All right, we'll figure that out. Good. Yeah, so the public benefit statement,
Yes.
where did you post that on Discord?
It's on the step 2 on LaLa Garden.
Okay.
Perfect.
Maybe we
Also,
can come up with
probably-
that as a group now.
Yeah. You want to, oh, here, let me just screen share. This is perfect.
Letty, to be able to tell Monica what she's doing symbolically here, and then maybe give her a link to the document that she might want to look at. Is there any way you could drop that in the chat so I can just kind of message her? Or
Yeah, well, we're gonna figure it out right now. Oh wait, what?
Okay, if you see, I put like the agree on purpose, because this is like in the articles of organization, we are adding what is the purpose of the LCA, right? So I add it in our covenant, in all our documents, we are really stating that the purpose of LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA is to steward a community-owned regenerative garden, community residence and learning center that is a fractal of an ecosystem system supporting regenerative development. Do you find that is like our purpose as a cooperative?
I love it. I love fractal. I love community residence and learning center. I love steward community on regenerative garden.
Let me just see what we have at the current top here. Oh, I thought we had something else. Oh, I'm thinking of the region living purpose. Yeah, so anyway, this is the first time I've actually seen a single statement. Yeah, you like it, Tina?
Yeah, and do we want to include just because, but it's already, I do like that it's being secured by the two documents that we're bringing together, like the Declaration of Interdependence, and I like that it's being by the Regenerative Living Institute. So there's two documents, right? Do they need to be at all mentioned in here, or some kind of principle based, or some kind of wording that requires this?
Well, this is like included in the covenant. This is the same purpose. What I think we have to include is this second paragraph. If we are choosing the public benefit corporation, we now have to express what is the public benefit. So that's the purpose. If we like it, we keep it as it is for the first paragraph. And now we say, okay, the purpose of this LCA, and we come up with this public benefit for everyone to see. Like,
for me, it's about securing the process of succession in a garden. So it's got to have that natural farming application. But that's what I bring of the coherent vision that is important to me, to the garden, more than me, and me as well.
okay, so.
So are we putting that in or now? What do you want to do?
I'm writing this as well. The purpose of LaLa Gardens.
Now, can we put in something like rather than supporting regenerative, we're actually forming a fractal to become a model to actually raise the bar for regenerative development. How can we put that into this? Here, let me pull the region living.
Yeah, I think it should be a marrying of the two, since we're like, this is,
It is.
we're very much both all together wanting to create this regenerative pathway.
Here's the region living one. HO purpose.
Okay.
So instead of supporting regenerative development, you could just throw in that sets the bar significantly higher for what regenerative development is. Or something like that.
let's just think creatively about another way to say set the bar significantly, since that's kind of a, is there another way we can say that?
Yeah, that I've struggled with that for a long time.
Yeah,
Because yes, for example, in the second paragraph, we say the purpose of LaLa Gardens as a public benefit is to, and we have to express this, like this regenerative development, like how do we see this as a public benefit for everyone, not only for the members of the LCA, but for the community at large. That's where we are looking here. It is not for the community, which is also regenerative, but as a public benefit for everyone, really, not only for the community.
Yes, and it is about giving visibility to the natural process of nature to show herself through succession, and that she has the capacity to care for humans through abundance and regenerative systems. Like I want in that statement, I would like it that the entity of nature or the entity of the garden be a kind of a recognized as her voice is successional, her voice is abundance. Like, I don't know, I know that I'm being wordy here, but the public good is the fact that people are going to be able to come here in 50, 100 years and be in a garden that has been stewarded to feed the ecosystem, feed all the creatures that are participant there, including humans. So yeah, that it's got to be part of it where we're right away recognizing that we're stewarding the
Just quickly get the definition of partnerism.
I'm typing a few things in the chat if you want to see if any of that resonates.
In Zoom, okay, because I'm on Discord now. Okay.
I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna add what Leah wrote into the Discord.
Okay, sorry, I can shift over to Discord.
No, it's all right.
Ah, that's nice. The implementing catalyzing conversions.
Oh, I would add for all life at the end of that. You know, I've written these things like a million times in different ways.
Right.
So
yes,
like
we are looking for cracking up this paragraph.
And I would like to add as a grounding element that yes, for all life, but in concert in the places and time, in concert in the places and time that are celebrated by the gardens that we support. Like I want it to be super grounded, because like catalyzed cultural shifts can, like, okay, so we've got 50 people coming in and we're going to have to figure out, and then we might have to dig, like, yeah, I just want to make sure that we're capturing that in concert, in place and time. It's a natural farming principle that ends up getting dismissed, and it's incredibly important.
in place and time, do you just mean like it being place-based? Like now? Is that what you mean? Or is there something else to that?
It is a now. It's a place, it's a time, it's a condition. Any place, any time, any condition. Applicable any place, any time, any condition. That would pretty much nail it. Applicable any place, any time, in any condition. Actually, yeah, I feel pretty strongly about that. For all life, any place, any time, any condition.
Okay, let's read it, because what we're doing here is one of the steps in the regenerative process where we're developing this narrative that will guide the work. So yes. We didn't plan this, but this is beautiful.
I love it to see you smile. I think it's like my goal is to see Leah smile in any of these meetings. Oh. I swear.
Just know if I'm not smiling, it means I'm thinking very deeply. I'm not angry or sad or upset.
Good. Thank you for that.
Thinking very deeply about regeneration. Okay, do you like what I put right now as a purpose on this card?
If there's a way to like say, you know, that's the way that they define thrivability as something more specific, like dying, rewarding, caring from another nature and their collective future. That's sort of the that's the description of partnerism. but like to be more explicit that we're valuing nature and caring.
Yes, and I like our collective future as well. Like that, I do feel like everything is now present. And, you know, the reason I just want to and maybe I'm being a little wordy on this, but the reason that I want to make sure that we're including any time, place, and condition is that, like, there's a lot of tendency to bring outside inputs to try to fix a system. And there are methodologies, technologies that are very workable and thrivable and actually create longevity and balanced within the longevity. If you focus where you are in any time, place, and condition, and nature will basically lead you to create that abundance. And so, yeah, so I'm glad that I'm glad it's there, because it's the kernel of regenerative action. Even in disrupted areas, there's always a way to create abundance where you are in any place, time, or condition. So thank you for that. And then the caring part, and then the collective future part. And yeah, it's all there.
Maybe I can put all this in one sentence. Is the at this moment in time and applicable at any time a little bit redundant?
Nope.
Let me see. Let me just.
Well, applicable any time, place, or condition. Any time, place, condition. As long as those three are in there, any time, place, and condition, I'm fine.
It might be a little clearer if we just say it's place-based, because I know what you're saying, and the way you're saying it, it actually makes me think we're looking for generalizable, like cookie cutter solutions, which is not what we're doing at all.
That's why you need time, place, and condition, because if it's because all those three elements coming together are completely unique, no matter where you're standing on the planet, and they're completely unique. So it's not a cookie cutter. It's more like focus. It's a here and now statement. It's a natural farming approach to a here and now statement. Be here now. Be here now. But like, it's different.
How about, shouldn't it be a place? Is it then just garden?
A regenerative place. Yes, we can change that.
Tina, you okay?
You're saying place based.
Yeah, I am. Everywhere's a garden. If you look at it, if you're concerned with time, place, and condition, then you're in a garden.
So I just added it to place.
Yes, because we have the garden in the first paragraph. So yeah, we put place.
That's the I think we're just doing community gardens.
I changed that. Yes.
Right. I think that's true. Yes.
Okay. So anyway, I just added. You can see it in this one.
This is super important, because when at the end of the day we are coming back to this purpose for everything we are gonna do going forward. So this is like super important that we are we like this and we find it's appropriate of what we're going now and in the future.
Yeah, applicable anytime, place, and condition. Can you imagine how, I mean, like, you're surrounded by water and standing on a little top of a hill in the middle of a flood, and this principle can be applied right there. Like, it's like it is the kernel of life. Like, we're protecting that.
The part that says that values and rewards caring was specifically written to apply things like tokenomics.
Yeah.
It was written because we need to build an economic system that recognizes this, not just, like Leah says, being a model is not being regenerative. We need to, you need to develop the infrastructure of how we're going to do this anyway. So I put that partnerism language as to further explain what thrivability means. So I don't know what do you think of the last.
I think we can put that values and rewards caring for one another at the end of the first paragraph. It's also a purpose of the LCA. So when we add that at the end of the first paragraph too. And then we have the third one. So we have three different ones. And the thing you added, Ned, is very important. So we add that as a second paragraph.
Can you write that out or just post it? What you're saying?
So this might work better if instead of we say applicable at any time, place, and condition, we can say applicable to each time, place, and condition. Because that, to me, that sounds like we're getting specific for place.
Yes, like at that point of time, at that place, and it can be applicable to any. Yeah, I like that.
So slight little word shift, but I
Yeah.
think that conveys the meaning.
I do too. I like it. I like it. It's inclusive. It's like it suggests the hub effect, I think, that we're looking for as well. Each time, place and condition. Leah, as an aside, do you have an ETA for when you're here? I'm gonna need to drive to California to pick up 2 baby goats, and I'm trying to
Okay.
narrow it date. I need to know when I can take 2 days to go. And I don't mind if you guys
I
are
just
here, but
love that that's part of our conversation. Baby goats, picking up baby goats. Who else says this kind of stuff?
It was last call I had that something like that as well. We had it ended on a goat reference.
oh my God, I'm on a road trip to get my baby goats in my 300,000 plus vehicle. I'm doing it though. They're amazing.
It'll be like July 5th or 6th to arrive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we were thinking about leaving okay. We were thinking about leaving, yeah, it's gonna be 4th, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think are the days. we're gonna
Okay. And we
take.
can ship that a little bit later if it needs to be.
Okay, that's beautiful. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because of course you're gonna want to play with the baby goats. Of course, like.
Okay, how about that? Those 3 paragraphs.
You're gorgeous.
I think it's great. No, I won't change after that.
Yeah.
How would the 3 sentences be used?
In the purpose, you have to include your purpose, so we use these 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, well, because you got the purpose stated twice in the third paragraph.
Yeah, but it's like to reiterate what we are about, because that's the public benefit corporation, the public interest. And the first 2, I see it's like the cooperative purpose. And the 3rd paragraph explains why this is for the public benefit, for all life, for all the communities. And the first 2 ones, I feel is for the cooperative itself. And the last one is for the public benefit in general.
I do see that you could get rid of that, the purpose of on that 3rd paragraph, because LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA as a public benefit corporation, in addition to what you just stated before. So I feel like it would be inclusive of that, and it would also focus on LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA as a public benefit does the following thing.
So we put only 2 like this.
You just get rid of the purpose of. And I love that there's values and rewards in there, because then it really does allow for how we're building the economic system.
And once this is submitted, where is this ever going to be seen again?
We may replicate this in our bylaws, because this is
Okay.
going to be the
Yeah,
purpose.
so whatever
of
you put
the
in,
bylaws.
whatever you put in isn't something we're going to be using. It's not going to be any public document
Yeah, in
anything.
the bylaws. Well, in the yes, this is the record that the Colorado
Yeah.
Secretary of
Yeah,
State
yeah.
has. This is
Yeah.
public for
Okay,
all to
okay.
see.
Got it.
It's public. This one is public.
I would like it to be.
Well, I was just asking if it really is. So yeah, the answer is yes.
Oh, I see.
On public record, yeah.
I get you. I love it. Can I read it aloud just because it's that cool?
Yes, can you read the last one? Because now we have two paragraphs because I deleted the public benefit corporation and I put everything like on the same sentence. Can you read the last one, please?
LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA values and rewards caring for one another, nature, and our collective.
So that, I
future.
think that's
No, no,
it.
no, no, no.
Oh,
It's after the word, it's after the dots which says edited.
Yes, after the dots.
oh, thank you. The purpose of LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA is to steward a community-owned regenerative garden, community residence, and learning center that is a fractal of an ecosystem
Yeah.
supporting regenerative development, or is ecosystem system supporting regenerative development. LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA values and rewards caring for one another, nature, and our collective future. The purpose is to give visibility to the natural process of stewarding a regenerative place, implementing and catalyzing cultural shifts towards thrivability at this moment of time, applicable anytime, place, and condition.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't need at the moment of time. Maybe it's cultural shifts towards thrivability applicable at each time, place, and condition.
Yeah.
And just to ask, do we have to put LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA again, or can you just say it?
Mm.
And make it one paragraph?
It.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just make it one paragraph.
We go with it.
Or how about the cooperative values or the LCA values or something other than it?
Yes, it's like the superimposed. The cooperative, we say the cooperative with capital letters. Hmm.
I'm gonna read it
No,
again.
the other thing is it says it's like the saying the purpose of LaLa Gardens is, and then below it says the purpose is, as if you repeat it, you're like saying another purpose. Wait, I thought the purpose was this. Now you're saying the purpose is this instead, right? Purpose of LaLa Gardens is to steward, and it says the purpose is to give. Okay, which one is the purpose?
When we can delete the purpose in the second paragraph and only add
Yeah, second paragraph.
message and say it is the cooperative values and rewards caring for one another, nature, and our collective future. And then
Yeah, and then it says
it is or
it gives visibility, or the cooperative gives. That's what I think. It
again the cooperative.
gives.
Do a comma and then put giving as a verb, because that way it's active
Yes.
anyway. Because then it gets away from passive.
Like that.
Yes. Yes, much more active. Should I read it aloud again?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Should I read it aloud again? The purpose of LaLa Gardens Cooperative LCA is to steward a community-owned regenerative garden, community residence, and learning center that is a fractal of an ecosystem supporting regenerative development. The cooperative values and rewards caring for one another, nature, and our collective future, giving visibility to the natural process of stewarding a regenerative place, implementing and catalyzing cultural shifts towards thrivability, applicable at each time, place, and condition.
It's a long sentence, but
Yeah, but I think it captures everything.
yeah, it covers everything.
Nothing left.
I like long sentences.
It's like a poem, right?
Mhm.
Maybe you want to write it as a poem.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
you
like
wanna
it is
start as
not
a
legal
poem.
at all. This is not legal language, but I guess it
Yeah.
serves a purpose to you. So yeah, you will have like shorter sentences and much more direct. Well, it's clear.
Okay, we're trying to change the system. It has to be
Yeah.
different.
Ah, but we are filing a cooperative. So yeah, I get it.
Poetry is the new legal language.
Yeah,
I
like
just
here,
say
like I
that.
just wrote that as a poem.
Yeah, poetry is the new legal language. By the way, as an announcement for a public meeting, we completed the Poop Palace here at LaLa Gardens yesterday. Permit Tours came and was present, and we built a Poop Palace.
Woo!
What's that? There's been a poop
Palace.
palace and a poop non-palace. What makes it a palace?
Hey, I have a marketing, now I have the marketing language, because you know, NASA does this challenge, which is the poop challenge. So we have to say something about it, like NASA does the poop challenge, we have a poop palace in here. So it's like,
Yeah, in answer to the Poop Challenge, we have a Poop Palace.
we have a poop palace, so yeah.
And
Is
so
it luxurious? Is
See
that
that?
why it's a palace?
it's so pretty. It is so pretty. It has living walls. So there's going to be strawberries growing on the walls of
Yeah.
So
That
it's
is,
like a,
that is pretty luxurious.
I see, it's a regenerative version of an outhouse, basically.
Yeah, can you share some pictures on the Discord somewhere? And
Yeah,
how many?
I sure will. I sure will. Yes,
Or
yes,
the
yes.
visual, just go to the visual site on the LaLa Gardens webpage, right? Visions. Actually, let me
Yeah.
show that real quick because the people on this call have not
Okay.
seen it.
Yes.
Oh, nice. And I haven't developed further. It's all raw data, but it's there.
So you can see this, right? Everyone can see this?
You're not sharing, you're sharing a Discord.
Oh, okay, let me just stop share. Oh, goodness, man, this is,
So pretty, you
it's-
guys.
Zoom is just hard to use.
How many from Burma were there?
Huh?
How many
Oh.
people were from Burma?
Okay, there. So we've all seen this. Ari hasn't seen this yet, maybe.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah,
Ari, you haven't seen
okay.
this.
That's correct.
So, composting toilet program. We got changes to Poop Palace. So
Oh yeah, it's an ongoing project. So 3 from Permit Tours were there, 4 from the NOCO Permaculture Cooperative, and then 2 from a sister co-op, the Quonset Hut.
actually, Ari knows about this because he's registered on this site. There he is.
Nice.
One of the only people registered.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were quite a few people, quite a few community leaders, everybody working. It was really beautiful.
Oh,
And we
yeah,
didn't have to
thank
buy
you.
one single thing. It was all made out of recycled material. So
Great. All right. Did we cover most of what we needed? Yeah, so I'll be the one that Letty will show me exactly how to file the LCA. And then I just need word from Monica.
Yes, and the address, the contact address from Monica.
okay. So like email, address, name, and then
Mhm.
give her maybe Neil's
Yes,
contact.
maybe
so
not even address, the contact info. It is in the attachment, so we need like the name and the contact info.
Okay.
So wait, what does that mean? Physical address or no?
It depends on the attachment information, because this is like another tab under organizer. So I don't know what actually it asks for, because we have to enter into that to see what it asks for.
Oh.
I don't know if the address, only name and contact info, and it's address and email.
So
But it is gonna be address, maybe. Yeah, address. And,
just get everything.
Yeah, so I was gonna do.
yes, name, address, and email.
Okay. Well, let's just give me the link and I'll just start filling it out now then.
Okay.
Right after
I'll
the
call
call.
her.
Okay.
I had a question, a quick one. This is doing with the down payment and other things. So is there a financial spreadsheet being kept somewhere? Like with all the details where the numbers are, what the numbers are? I didn't find it in the Discord, so I was wondering, how are we keeping track of that?
I think Leah and Brandon are doing that between themselves because it's primarily Leah's mortgage. So they're definitely keeping track of that internally, but not publicly.
Okay, so Leah, the question that I was asking the group over here, is there a financial spreadsheet being kept somewhere with all the numbers so that like at least one is aware like what those numbers are, right? Neil was mentioning it's kind of a private mortgage, your private mortgage. That is the reason it's not being shared.
Oh, well, there's another one where we're keeping up with everything, but the mortgage part, I mean, we can just keep that separate off of it. It's fine.
Like we don't know, well, Leah actually doesn't know the interest rate between the 10% and the 20% down. So she's going to get that information.
Yeah.
And I'm going to post that on the Discord. But Ari, is there any additional information you need to know besides the interest rates for the 10 and 20% down?
Monthly payments, and that is also something Leah would have to consider, right? That's her monthly payment. So is that an obligation that Leah would be carrying? Because when I was doing the rough numbers, they were, and also 10% of like if 10%, 35,000 is coming as 10%, that means the loan is 350,000. It's not 400 or 450, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I am
Yeah.
finding the math off somewhere, like they're not exact.
Yeah, we should get 450 because then we'll have carrying costs for a while and we can pay ourselves and improvement costs. So that's what I'm asking for.
Okay, that's 450. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then 10% of 450 will be about 45,000, not 35, right? And then you were saying 5% also was available. 5% will bring down the burden a little bit further down.
Right. Yeah. It's true.
Wait, what?
So,
What was that last thing?
Yeah, what was that?
so like, for example, if she's planning to put 10% down, it's
It's less.
almost it's that you're putting 5% down, right?
Yes.
Though the interest rate is more expensive.
The interest, yes, because you are putting 5% down only.
Right. The interest rate is expensive, but then when you see on a 30-year term, the monthly is just going up by 100, 200, 300. That is why the numbers are needed on a spreadsheet so that we can understand what is expected, what are the numbers that we're looking for towards a year. And
But it's a 30-year loan anyway, right? So it's representative of this difference. It's 5 or 10% is going to be progressing at the same rate in the spreadsheet if you do the projection.
right, also the mortgage, meaning the monthly mortgage, you're saying, Letty?
Yes, it's like if you do the projection, it depends on the down payment, and then the interest rate is going to be adjusted to each monthly payment. So that's the.
So Leah, if you need any help with putting it on numbers on a spreadsheet and you want a separate call for that, because I think Brandon had all those numbers that he was looking at to get current and other things. So I'm finding something really off. So I just want to make sure that we can get the spreadsheet, financial spreadsheet, pristine, exact, because when you're dealing with the money and you're dealing with numbers, it has to be exact.
Yeah. Well, I can assure you, Leah and Brandon are getting it exact. They're just not needing to share it publicly yet.
Yes.
Is it the other spreadsheet though? That's in Notion. Is it on Notion?
I don't think there's any spreadsheet right now. There's no public spreadsheet.
Oh, where are we keeping up with our expenses? Like when you pay for websites or pay for this filing? You know,
Well, we haven't
things
paid
like
for
that.
anything yet. So, but we do have a spreadsheet for that when we have our first expense. We almost created that expense when we were going to pay for the logo, but we ended up getting that for free. I figured out how to do it for free, so we didn't. So we never needed to start an expense sheet. But once we do, then we'll start tracking all this. But we haven't had a need for it until we haven't had a need for it yet, but we will once we do.
Are you
Okay.
talking about a spreadsheet for the regenerative living or the LaLa Gardens, or should we have something both?
We're gonna have one for both. But yeah, as far as this call, we will have one for LaLa Gardens where we pay the $50 cooperative
Yeah.
fee.
And this
Yeah.
is LCA expense. This is
Yeah.
budget for the
Yeah.
LCA.
Yeah, absolutely dates, who did everything, absolutely tracking that to the detail. Yeah.
And who needs the cash right now, like the check? You mentioned membership.
Yeah, Ari, if you could send that, Venmo that to me, that would be great. Then
Okay,
I'll put that all on the record.
All right. So Neil, I'll do two things. One is 100 for an individual membership and 500, just assuming there is some organizational membership. Is that okay?
Right, yeah, that would be, yeah, you guys understand what Ari is saying? Like, if there is a steward membership that's higher, this is a down payment towards that.
Yeah, that's the thing we have to figure out for the investors, like what our tranches are. But yeah, I think we will have something like that, 1 and 500, 100, 500. Yeah.
So Ari's done that in crypto in seeds for like, when we started off, we were able to do our change makers program like 3 months early because he just fronted the money and I just paid him back. So he's doing
I
the same
like,
thing
it's
here.
like seeding. It's like this first seeding.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's purchasing his steward membership.
Okay.
Actually, to be more precise, it's like
Ownership.
I'm part of Arizona Community Land Trust and Arizona Cooperative Initiative. So I would like those organizations to be organizational representation on this LaLa Garden project. So
Okay.
that's how I was thinking, like organizational membership, like how organizations are supporting this project and becoming members to it.
Yeah.
So that's a different layer compared to a layer of an individual becoming a member.
Yeah, it will be like maybe it's member patrons and investor, so patron members and investor members, and organizations coming as investor members, and that's the 500.
There can be there can be a wrap up of, there could be an award of an NFT kind of situation.
Well, there's a difference between like, there's a difference between like there's $100 community member that allows the mass majority of people to join. And then there's a higher level of ownership for people who want to contribute more. That could be like a version of this organization, but that's ownership. That's $1,000 or whatever the amount is that's permanently given to the organization. If it's a lot of investor members, at least the way that Common Grounds is, you actually pay that back. You have to pay that back to them with interest or zero.
Yeah, so we do 3 different ones, like community, steward, and investor, maybe.
Yeah.
And what Ari is saying is the steward member.
Yeah, he's talking about ownership, share. Yeah.
It's more like a goodwill. You can think about organizations just want a goodwill associated with the project. So that's why they're giving you just for their name, right? They want to be associated with. So it's a goodwill investor.
Goodwill investor. I like that.
Well,
Yes.
we'll figure that out.
That's not really. It's like, we have to put levels to the members, really. So it doesn't matter what they are called, but it's clear what they apply to and invest to, which level.
And that is part of the bylaw, right? Whenever we
Yes, and it's part of the bylaws, and it's explained there what are the earnings, where like remuneration is distributed, when this happen, when this cannot happen.
Like for instance, in the Common Grounds,
we could call them successional members.
yeah. In the Common Grounds project, it's like they have 2 different kinds of owners: the committee owners and tenant owners. And the tenant owners contribute significantly more, and they vote in 80% of the board directors. And so there's all kinds of ways to do it, but there are 2 different levels of ownership. In fact, there's 3 when you actually have residences put in. But yeah, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure that out.
So that's the membership due, like membership types and membership benefits has to be defined, and those are the layers that has to be articulated.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's part, it's already a little bit articulated in the Association Act, in the LCA Act already. So it's just a question of adjusting this to the specifics of LaLa Gardens and our community. So this is not something we come up with entirely by together, because this has been like already included, but it's something we have to adjust for our requisites and conditions.
Well said.
So perfect. So then there are 2 open items from my perspective. It's like financial. Financial is very important, Leah. We maybe need a spreadsheet, very, very hardcore, kept together somewhere with all the numbers, everything there. That's my insistence. And the second part is like after the LCA is done, the bylaws, the membership types, because that's membership types defines membership benefits, and that inspires the trust in the potential lenders, cooperative lenders.
Yes, we are going to do that like at the same time, because the bylaws are going to determine these investor members, patron members. So we will be doing this brochure or this investment memo for the investors at the same time that we develop the bylaws, because it's like very related, and we'll have that as explainable, like as easy as possible. Maybe the bylaws are like 20 pages long, and we have 5 pages to explain this for the investors. Say we have these members, and this is like the benefits and the services of the cooperative. So we have 2 documents, maybe bylaws and the memo.
When do we want to get started on that? next meeting.
Yeah, as soon as we file the LCA, we should start drafting the bylaws. Yeah,
Right.
and for the cooperative to offer the investment possibility.
So in the chat, I just put a link to the bylaws for the Common Grounds Cooperative. If you want to see what that looks like.
That's great. Yeah, we will be
Yeah.
looking at those too.
Yeah, I mean, I've shared that in other places, but I'm just putting it again here. Great. Anything else?
This is a centralized place to share bylaw stuff because I've got a couple of examples too, like just to be able to have a lot of things.
Yeah, we have, I think we have a LaLa Gardens Google Drive. We just need to start to organize these things now. We have a greater need.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll provide I'll provide a link to that in the Discord has the start here section.
Perfect.
So I'll just put the Google Drive link there.
Perfect. I feel
There is a
completely-
LaLa Gardens Google Drive. I never had a need to share it until now.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I could start using that for things too.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Tina, you want to close it out? I think we're done.
Yeah, thank you for convening. It's 10:10 a.m. There's 2 1s and that and 2 zeros. So we're creating something that's both etheric and touching ground, and I am just wow. Thank you for being here. I don't know how to see. How do we close out? Just a one word. Oh, let's set an intention. Let's set an intention because we're all going to be sort of doing some interesting coordinating over the next week. So let's do like a 1 to 5 word intention setting statement to close. Neil, would you begin with that one?
Sure. To be compassionate, regenerative, and collaborative.
6.
Okay, Letty.
I want to repeat the thrivability. Implement and catalyze cultural shifts.
Oh, nice.
5. Leah.
I'm going to say 5 words. Balance, centeredness, divinity, love, fun.
I will go ahead next. Intense, focus, and exact, being exact.
That doesn't sound anything like you, Ari, at all.
That's the reason. That's the reason.
It's, we are polyphacetic, everyone.
In the flow of reciprocity.
Cool.
Good one. Haikus. We should end with haikus.
What a gorgeous group to work with. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
All.
See you
Have
next
a
time.
great day. Bye.